From the swamps of Louisiana, the Cajun Predator.
The day of the hairy freak or the fat slob is practically gone.
Let the party begin. I've got snacks.
Hey, look at us. We did it again. Another 7 days around the sun. Welcome to WCW Deep Cuts Live. My name's Tom Green. Look at that right there. There's my name and my handle. Look at that. It's great. Thank you all so much for joining me on this wonderful Tuesday evening. For the next 2 hours, as we always do on Tuesdays at 9, we gather to watch the forgotten quote-unquote television classics from World Championship Wrestling in the 1990s. Here in a moment, we're gonna go back to the year 1995. We're gonna go to Disney World. We're gonna check out the Indiana Jones stunt show, and then we're gonna go inside for 45 minutes and watch some wrestling. WCW Worldwide, 2 episodes from June 95 coming up in a moment. Let's check out the Erotic Eric Fontaine Fan Club, aka the chat. I see that one. Cameron Zebra. Hey Tone Saw. Hey Fire Pro S. Hello. Refs' Wizards. Hello. GM Spectre. I'm so happy to see you make the jump from the YouTube chat to the Twitch chat tonight. I'm glad to see you here. Optimum Vision. Hello. The Submaster himself, No Mercy, is here. Briticus Maximus. Of course, I saw Brian Dermody, the man, the myth, the legend. He is here as well. And all sorts of folks. I saw Bam Dog. I saw Scuffle and Hillbilly. Will Scott's here. Therapy. We all need therapy. We're glad you're here. Chandrox is here. So we got the All-Star team here, like I always say. Tonight, again, 1995. Couple housekeeping notes up front. First off, if that's not how that sentence starts. I wanted to welcome our 900th follower, that being Jidaiki, I believe is how you pronounce it. 900 followers on Twitch as of tonight. I just heard something. Look at that. No Mercy already living up to the name. Gifting a tier 1 sub to Optimum Vision. I don't beg for subs, but they give me strength. They are my deck. I put them in a syringe, I stick them in my butt cheek, and it gets real hard after a while. So I get all full up like the Warlord. We're now officially on the race to 1,000 Twitch followers. So tell a friend, tell an enemy. Just don't tell my mom, because she doesn't know I'm doing this. Also, we're on the race on another platform. We are racing on YouTube to 20,000 subs. I'm currently at 18,400, and at the pace that I'm going, I'll be at 20,000 by the end of the month. I gotta do something cool for that, maybe a bonus stream of some kind, and maybe I'll let you all vote on it. We'll see. So, it's gotta be YouTube appropriate, though. It can't be like, WCW Super Brawl, because then it'll get taken down like the second that it starts. We're close to 20k on YouTube. We're close to 1,000 on Twitch. We're doing great. Doing great on the socials, and I don't know how, but we're doing it. Some people say I'm charming. I debate that. Since he plugged me, I'll plug him. Go check out my pal Matt Camp. He's live Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. I'm often in the chat whenever Matt's running against one of Notley's Little League games. I kind of pop in an earbud, and when the action slows down on the field, I pop into the chat and say what's up. Matt goes through the latest news, views, and opinions in the world of professional wrestling. He has a fresh outlook. He was with World Wrestling Entertainment until about a couple months ago, so he knows the inner workings of the machine. Also did commentary on the indies for a long time. And he's not one of those jerks that is like, oh, I hate AEW, I hate this, I hate that. No, he's nice. And that's what's good about him. That's a nice guy. He just hit 1,000 subs on YouTube today, so go check him out every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. I highly recommend the show he did with Dan Reichert, Dan Reichert from Giant Bomb, who's been in the chat here before. It's they both were working in WWE on the digital end at the same time during the pandemic. It's fascinating, the stories that they tell. It's live archive. It's archived on Matt's YouTube channel, so go check that out. Hey Nathan, Matt is on YouTube, the YouTube only boy. So without any further ado, no podcast for Matt. He sometimes pops up on Busted Open. Yes, Matt Camp was on the bump. He's a dear friend of mine and Noli's as well. So anyway, enough housekeeping. This house is clean enough. Let's go ahead and check out some wrestling, shall we?
Welcome to Worldwide, and yes, as always, we come to you from the jam-packed
There we go. You got the Patriot Marcus Bagwell opening us up. Stars and Fake Calves. Tex did like a one-shot here. He just did this taping because he was on his way to the WWF. Thank you for the kind words on the shoddy lighting. I appreciate it. 5-time Rookie of the Year, that's right. Will Scott, Marcus Alexander Bagwell, hey, Tecmo AZ, Tecmo Arizona, Buddy Valley, aka Buddy Valentine, and the fake Manny Fernandez teaming up here. It's funny, they wouldn't let him use Buddy Valentine here, but when Greg Valentine's in the company a year later, they let him be Buddy Valentine, and they teamed them up on a Nitro. Yeah, I think Tex was under contract by like fall, because he was on TV by the winter. Optimum Vision, Tex Slassinger, he was only in for this taping.
Absolutely right. I wonder if Marcus Alexander Bagwell knows who the Patriot is. Do you think he can size in Marcus Alexander?
I'm sure he has seen him with his mask off.
Well, then he's not telling us the truth. He's lying to us, isn't he?
What, Bagwell?
Yes.
Patriot himself would not be along for the world. I think.
He doesn't need to tell
I
you
think
anything.
by this point in life, in like actual time and not WCW weird taping timing, I think he was gone already. Because Bagwell, I think there's a June main event where Bagwell's already teaming with Jim Duggan. Manny was in the WXO. He was a Maniac Manny. Hello, Derek L. Tuttle. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you bringing the flat soda and the half-eaten cracker. Sit back, relax. And I see you've already joined the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, a.k.a. the chat. Also, hello, Stephen J. Neptune Man. I guess we have Manny Fernandez at home. It's this guy. Fun fact, this Manny Fernandez was Goldberg's, like, tackling dummy at the power plant. Like, whenever Goldberg wanted to do a new move in one of his matches, this is the guy he tried it on. Not Buddy Valentine in the ring, Manny Fernandez in the corner. The Patriot and Global was fun. Because he was just the champion of everything. Right, Del Welk's Patriot was already a month into his 95 All Japan run when this aired, so yeah, he was gone. Gone.
Bagwell taking charge of this match now.
Well, the thing Bagwell has to understand is he's going to have to understand discipline. He can't go out there and try to manhandle the pit bull.
Also, don't you dare tune to the competition tonight on Vice. Their show's pre-taped. Ours is live. I've got the results right here. That guy whose sidekick couldn't get through a third grade karate class? Not even a bunch of yellow belts? Oh, geez. Guess what? He's not on that show. He's on NXT. I don't have their results. They're live. But I will At the end of the stream reveal who really killed WCW. Watch out for that. Yes, Peter Crawford. These shows were taped months. I think this show was taped in April. Oh, jeez, got him right in the ear. And see, that's what's funny about fake Manny Fernandez being Goldberg's tackling bummy. That's not a word. Is that really wasn't good at bumping.
They're taking advantage of the rules. Right. Well, so it starts and strikes. I know that. So you can't say anything about that.
Yeah, Ron Simmons was around for a long time on syndication. Hello, Matt Emerson. Even more flat soda and half-eaten crackers. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am so sorry, Optimum Vision. I would have been so sad if I missed the reveal of who the Dark Patriot was. That was a unique double team move. A double knock UVF out. Brian, WCW was killed by gorgeous Gary Young. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. The suspense. The suspenseful. 1, 2, and 3. Now, the VHS warp hiss sound makes the ring bells on these shows sound like haunted. That's right, I forgot they did Craig Pittman and Marcus Bagwell. See who got America in the divorce. Jeez. Yeah, that's a guy who bumped around for Goldberg at the power plant. Oh my gosh! That looked bad on the hard cam shot, but apron cam? Oh my goodness. I think Dark Patriot was revealed as Doug Gilbert. Yeah. Because they did the mask match we watched off the grid where it was the one mask and he takes it off and there's another mask. But I'm pretty sure a couple weeks later they actually did reveal him.
He's a technician, he's a mechanic, and he is the world television champ at this point in time.
He's just listing off Arn's side gigs. He's a technician, a mechanic. He does Uber on the weekends.
At the Great American Bash, June the 18th is the date.
He'll do your shingles.
In all due respect, the challengers are camping out.
What a beautiful title belt. All the TV title belts are really good belts.
Gene Oakland always call a spade, and you and I have not seen eye to eye. Matter of fact, I think you despise my methods.
I don't despise them necessarily. I think they're wrong.
You take exception.
I like about Arn is he could be nice to the interviewers. Like, most heels are just dickheads to him. Arn will be like, we're going to relate. We're going to be friendly. Like, he's not going to hide the fact that him and Gene are going to go drink at the hotel bar after the show.
Tremendous presence in that ring. It's called a bluff.
Arn,
are you seeing this
95.
I'm saying,
I think him and I might be the same age. Now, not then, but I think he's 36 here. 36. I'm 36. I turned 37 in 2 months. I don't look great, but I'd like to think I look younger than Arn Anderson. Part of it's the Cabbage Patch Baby thing I got going on.
When Hulk Hogan touches a man and he waves that wand and he puts Jimmy Hart in that position of advising, it gives anybody an edge. For the first time ever, the world television champion is probably an underdog.
I didn't say. And if anybody knows about edging, it's me, Arn Anderson.
I'm not going to look at Gene Oakland. I'm not going to tell him the way it is. I'm just going to tell you this.
Yes, that TV belt's great. I agree with you, Derek.
In order to get this.
August 11th is my birthday, if anyone wants to steal my identity. I share a birthday with Joe Rogan and Hulk Hogan. So,
WCW Worldwide Wrestling is brought to you in part by
Cursed Day.
Have you had your break today?
Have you had your break today? I just work straight this week, so I can leave early. Yes, Hulk Hogan and Joe Rogan, I share a birthday with Optimum Vision. I had that mug, and I thought it was so cool. I thought we were so rich when my mom brought home one of those mugs. And I drank out of it every day for months. This is around the time of Batman Forever. Ooh, Richie Rich. I like Richie Rich. I was a big Richie Rich kid when I was a fan. Now I'm a filmmaker. No, I was a big Richie Rich fan as a kid.
Maybe it was the Baby Ruth, the caramel, the nougat, the peanut packed powder. What a blast!
Babe Ruth
This baby gets you going.
has provided income for so many overweight male actors throughout the year.
Friends chilling.
Those are the cups with lead. That explains this.
The party's
The Wiz. We've had some Wiz commercials before on here.
The Wiz Circular and get the 411 on the hottest selection of affordable
Oh boy.
portables around.
Middle-aged ad execs writing young people ad copy.
And say hello to summer. Nobody beats the Wiz.
The Baby Ruth bar or cigars, hookers, and hot dogs? What did do that to Babe Ruth? Even when this is not on TBS, we cannot avoid National Geographic.
Very best every week. But at a more sensible pace. The world of National Geographic
Late night. Did they have a deal with WCW? Like they have to air on every station that WCW had a show on? The Wiz is a regional electronics store. Yes. And because a lot of the shows that were taped and archived are from like the New York, New Jersey area, there's a lot of Wiz ads. Paul Drake. I love Paul Drake. Paul Drake, a legend of WCW Deep Cuts Live. Some adult contemporary public domain music.
Back with Bobby the Brain Heenan. I am Tony Schiavone.
There we go.
We head into the Great American
All-time great entrance song. We're gonna get Steve Austin.
It returns this year here in the month.
I believe it's weeks before his release.
And of course, everybody's talking about what has to be considered, Brain. And you know, you and I have been doing programs together for almost.
We've pointed out before in other 95 streams, Steve Austin was not telling himself the truth about that hairline, man. He really was not able to let that baby go.
That says it all.
Who's that? Leroy Howard, the enhancement guy? Again, the cursed vest on Austin. Yes, Leroy Howard. This guy was a regular on the worldwide tapings for years. Big freaking dude. Also has Navy SEAL in the Florida Indies as well.
Beat up his father. His 70-year-old father.
And this is the point where Austin had been pitching everything for himself under the sun. Hey, triple_9. Thank you so much for the follow. We have so many freaking crackers and flat soda tonight. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love that you've made your way to the chat already. 999. All he needed was a tactical headband. Put a bandana over that thing. Looks good. Leroy Howard and Ming is an all-time great WCW C-show match. Go find your way to that one if you've not done so already. Ming tries him, and Leroy Howard is up to the test. It's entertaining. Yeah, the SS in Austin's vest. It's a cursed vest. So happy he didn't bring it over to Stone Cold Steve. That would have been fun, by the way, if his name was just Stone Cold Steve.
And he got up in Mr. Flair's face. I rest my case.
Would you stop, please? Stunning Steve.
Yeah, the way that these tapings ran on TV, you would never know who's actually in the company. That's right, GM Spectre. Like as a kid, or like Nick Patrick would have a buzz cut on one show, and the same weekend he's got his mullet back. It's crazy.
He may have aggravated him. He may have made him throw that punch.
There was that point in '94. He got like lice or something and had to shave his head.
And be impartial. And lie. No, not lie.
There you go.
No, you said lie. I didn't say lie.
Well, we all said lie. There, Leroy Howard firing back now, and a rake to the eyes. From Stunning Steve. Great competitor, and a roll-up. 1, 2.
Come on, Leroy, you left a leg out, brother.
WCW, you can be beat in a second. That's right. In 1 second. Well,
I'm very jealous, GM Spectre. It's a good time to have gotten into the internet.
Stunning Steve is in there.
As things are really booming. I didn't get into the internet until like 99, 2000.
I would agree with that. course, many people feel that even though he was a long-time television champion, the longest in history, a great U.S. heavyweight champion, many people feel that his glory was back when he was a world tag team champion.
I feel like modern wrestling is missing dudes putting on holds and then just talking trash into a camera. With, like, stretching the guy's face out. That's a screenshot.
Anytime you're concerned or anytime you're around Colonel Rob Parker, there are politics. It was Parker that broke up the team.
I don't want to know what politics Colonel Rob Parker's talking about. I'm sure I would block him on social media if he brought up politics to me. Just a guess.
Well, that was because the Colonel felt that Flying Brian wasn't holding his end.
Yeah, well.
Gourdbuster. Eee.
A reverse suplex that time.
Reverse suplex. Let Leroy show a little bit of hip with that, like that pull tights. But his hairline goes further back than the Rougeau brothers' relationship.
Finishing maneuvers to win a match. He'll use them all. This man, stunning Steve Austin.
Like he's parting it from the soft spot.
Who I predict will hold some gold again.
Hey, Westagon. Hey, Crandomaniac. Yeah, he had a 5 head. Unfortunately, I'm glad he caught on eventually. Just shaved that baby off. And Tecmo brings up a good point. This is a period Austin was just doing different moves for finishes every week. Like there was one week he did the Dick Togo back senton off the top rope on in 95. He did like a pile driver one week. He did the gourd buster here. Up next, we're gonna be promoted to
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Again, please. Again? Again.
Art thou bored?
Yeah.
Step into a Slim Jim. Turn to the spice.
I have to think somebody got burned with pyro on this commercial set. Like it felt like they were setting it off a little too close to that actor.
How close are you to all the sports you'd ever want to see? With Prime Star. Closer than you think.
Is Prime Star a drug? Like I know it's a satellite service, but they're advertising it like a hallucinogen.
All the digital picture and sound. And since Prime Star
like you could just sit on your porch and stare into the sky. Watch Greg Maddox throw a no-hitter.
So if you love sports, call 1-800-PRIME-STAR.
Has the life drained out of your living room? Then why not have?
Do you and your wife no longer bone? Grab a Butterfinger. Again, another candy commercial where they're advertising that the effects of this chocolate bar are the same as really hard drugs.
That's it for bingo.
Try one and you'll insist.
Prime Star, just imagine the porno. Thank you, Brian.
Howdy, folks. Cliff here, riding the range and thinking about IHOP's big 2-egg breakfast.
Could they have found a guy that actually had a southern accent? This guy is the most community theater actor ever.
It's a mighty big meal
Cliff.
for mighty big appetites. I'll have the big 2-egg breakfast, please. Oh, and a short stack for old Conway.
IHOP's Big 2-Egg Breakfast, $3.99 Monday through Friday until 4 p.m. at your IHOP now.
Fatland, baby.
I'm Neil Patrick, president. Tropical fish are fun, beautiful, and easy to own.
Petland Discounts has.
And did anybody ever ask him how many pets he owned?
Aquarium products. Wardley Total
Seems like a Mark Summers type. Promotes sloppiness and yet be a neat.
Ask for Total Tropical
A rough Cliff from IHOP was a rough draft of Eric Stone Street.
Now, over
Brian.
Convenient locations.
Seriously, I'm with you, Crandomaniac. $4 breakfast at IHOP, I'm there every morning. I'm out of bed at 5 a.m.
Mike Taibbi exposed how this undercover operation went too far.
It was the defendant who was solicited by the police
and showed how some innocent.
Absolutely, Derek. That's part of the fun with these. I try to show you guys as many shows with commercials as possible. Sometimes it's not always possible because the folks who tape these shows off the TV are jerks and sometimes would like press pause when the commercial started, but this is where the real gold is. All right, we're in the control center, aka green screen.
Everybody, Gene Okerlund back in the control center. Busy time of the
Speaking
year.
of Rudy Giuliani, look at the hair dye on Gene.
Into summer, and WCW is moving into Dayton, Ohio on Sunday, June the 18th.
Sounds like a threat. WCW is moving to Dayton, Ohio. Brian Knobbs is your responsibility now.
Pay-per-view column just 2 weeks. 2 weeks from this Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 4 o'clock out of the West Coast. Now, after Slamboree in St. Petersburg, matchmakers went to work right away to bring you folks an extraordinary lineup.
Yeah, that's why I like the commercials, Westagon, because we're back in time.
We know about the big melee that took place during the main event.
Gene has a 5.2 on the vodka skill. Yes.
Been signed to meet the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Randy Savage seems to be reacting to Ric Flair being naked in that graphic. Ooh.
At the conclusion of that match, brutally attacked.
Let's go to Brian.
Man who earlier in the evening had been inducted into the Hall of Fame, Angelo Popo. I say the attack was brutal.
Like, hit one of my lights.
No question in my mind, this one will definitely be one of the hottest matches of 1995. Keeping that in mind, standing by right now, let's hear from the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
This is Biz Cash Macho. He doesn't have the full outfit. He has a t-shirt version of his gear. This is what Macho wears to Walmart on a Tuesday afternoon. Gotta get some toilet paper and baby wipes.
Taking you to school, yeah. I'm gonna get you, yeah. And there's nothing that you.
And this is the period where he's out for revenge for his dad, who had been laid out by Ric Flair on this is Father's Day. He'd been laid out by Ric Flair when he went to the Hall of Fame.
You want to play mind games with the Macho Man Randy Savage? I am.
Yeah, Tecmo, another good point. Tecmo's on fire tonight. Randy Savage wore those hats because they gave him an extra few inches in height, so he could do like stare downs with like the Hulk Hogan's of the world and look close to equal size. That's Randy's brain at work. Hey, Tall McCartney. Here's a little bit late. We got plenty of show.
The Nasty Boys have regained the WCW Tag Team titles. They're going to be testing.
Yeah, Randy had a little bit of lifts in his shoes. He was no Glenn Jacobs, though.
A highly unusual team known as the Blue Bloods. Lord Steven Regal and the Earl of Eaton. Later on my hotline, I'm going to be talking about the Blue Bloods and a possible romantic link. In other action, World Television Champion.
Did Gene just out the Blue Bloods? This is Pride Month, Gene.
This one against the highly touted youngster, the Renegade, discovered by Hulk Hogan.
Arn looks like he farted on Renegade there, and Renegade's like, ew.
With the sensational German Deutschlander.
Alex Wright appears to be tasting Arn's fart.
There's going to be more to come at the Great American Bash. You good people in and around Dayton, fans in Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Kentucky, throughout that.
I'm in Indiana.
Get ready to see this spectacucle live. And of course, the Great American Bash just.
I think I've told it on here before. I actually bugged my parents, not for this pay-per-view, Wrestle War 92 in Jacksonville, Florida, because there was an episode of Saturday Night where they just kept saying Jacksonville, and I thought that because the world revolved around me as a child that they were running in Jacksonville, Indiana. Yeah, I've given out my birthday, the state that I live in. I'm screwed.
The word I get.
The dark web will get at me tonight, Renticus. This is about 6-8 months before One Man Gang's U.S. title run, Optimum Vision. Call the hotline and find out who's gay in WCW. Nope, but in my mind, he was Arn Anderson.
Just send us your name, address, phone number, plus a photo of Dad by June 7th to the address below.
Photo of Dad sounds like you'd need it in like various states of undress. Johnny be bad. Get it? He saw the mask. Just like Buddy Landell did the other night. By the way, if you've not done so already, the VOD of Off the Grid from Sunday, Ozark Mountain Wrestling, is up on my YouTube channel. Go check that out if you have not done so. We had a blast watching some down-home Tennessee wrestling. I do not believe Johnny B. Bad is wrestling Fit Finlay. Fit Finlay came into WCW January, February of '96. Mike Thor, maybe? That is Mike Thor. Look at that. I'm dumb as shit, but I know who Mike Thor from the back of his head. Happy Pride to the spirit of Burt Prentice. Damn straight, Brian. I was doxxed once for FC's Wizards, and definitely did not get cookies. It's not fun. Do not recommend it. About 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, glorious mullet on Mike Thor. Johnny B. Bad had been shot in the face by Max Payne 2 years before this, I want to say. It is a great singlet on Mike Thor. He's got shitty little boots. Not quite Roderick Strong shitty little boots. He's got shitty little boots. Mike Thor, one time, I'm just pointing this out because of how ridiculous this looks compared to how he looks here. They did an angle in '92 where Paulie dangerously laid out Medusa, and you only saw her from behind. Medusa was played by Mike Thor. And then Medusa came out and kicked his ass or whatever. Very funny. Yeah, the person who doxed me is dead now, so I won that grudge. That's shitty of me to say.
Well, you're not going to beat Johnny B. Bad by scratching him.
That you are a good fan technique. To be a kid and know which one was Rick Thames and which one was Suddy Trout.
Put that left hand in the turnbuckle and
Triple Nine, I did not kill him. One would argue Drugs. Not Drugs Delaney, who, again, wishing the best, too.
I'm sure he'll be glad to punch it out with you.
I surely will as well.
Now I'm being accused of murder in the chat. So, thanks, Brenticus. Oh! Sit out Liger Bomb right on his balls. What's your move? Oh, I'm gonna slam you on my scrotum.
Well, he must know something we don't.
Fireman's carry pickup.
Hello, Randy. Yes, this is intense. This got really intense all of a sudden. Brian, the two guys who insisted on fighting me in high school are no longer here. Yeah, feel bad for the dogs. Don't feel bad for the guys.
Well, Johnny B. Bad looking better than ever. Very impressive. And wins, and as always, in WCW, because this brand, as you well know by now, is
Mark Mero posted a picture of him with Muhammad Ali today. And there's one of them where it really looks like he's trying to be up on his tippy toes because he's not as tall as they said he was, and Ali was taller than they said he was. It's very funny. Again, Johnny B. Bad was one of the few tape nerds in American wrestling at this point. So he would do a random lucha spot every match at this point. Yet boxers throwing punches in wrestling matches almost never looks good because they're trying not to hurt the other guy. Here you go, Brian. Not quite shampoo.
I thought that was green. Nah, that's
Daisy Fuentes and her hair. And it was suggestive, so.
Despite going over,
Oh, Larry Bud Millman.
as a replacement player, as well as committing 37 errors.
Why don't we have people famous for just being old, like Larry Bud Millman?
For me, just showing everyone how much
Larry Bud Millman these days would be TikTok famous for a week. I think that's a shame. We miss celebrities like Larry Bud Millman. They're all in elected offices. Thank you, Shawcracker. Got an STP commercial, rubbing some leather.
Nice car.
What, this pile of junk? Give it the
This piece of shit doesn't actually run, it just looks swell.
tempting, aren't they?
I'm not susceptible to temptation.
Hey, wait. Yeah, the
What do you
Six
call
Flags
that?
guy.
Instant gratification, it's totally different.
Milk chocolate and fresh roasted peanuts. Gets them every time. Especially the peanut
Okay,
butter.
yeah. Brenda is reminding us 1-800-COLLECT does still work for the 3 of you that don't have cell
Rock
phones.
music, heart thumping, brain screaming, music to body surf by. And nobody beats the
This reminds me, I don't know if any of you guys have seen the Lollapalooza documentary that's on Paramount. The docuseries. It's like pretty good, the first couple of episodes. But it's funny because the whole like theme of it is, it was good, and then Perry didn't get his way, and they brought Metallica on, and they sold out, and it sucked. And then the last episode is about how cool it is that they sold out now, and now Lollapalooza's like Miley Cyrus, Chance the Rapper. It just completely kills the narrative in the last 15 minutes. Alright, Stephen J. Neptune Man with our life update. June 4th, 1995. This day in sports, the Red Wings beat the Blackhawks in Game 2 of the NHL Western Conference Finals. The Magic defeated the Indiana Pacers in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I might have been watching that. That's when I stopped watching basketball. And the #1 song in America was Have You Really Loved a Woman by Bryan Adams.
Fear of violence is robbing our children of their future. We must take away that fear and
The Wiz website still exists. That's great.
And all our children back their childhood.
I was at Lollapalooza in 2005.
Something now. Call
Saw the Pixies. I was up front for Billy Idol. I saw it was Brian Jonestown Massacre, Dandy Warhols. I saw Tegan Quinn from Tegan and Sarah pass out on stage. And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead were a lot of fun.
Hot Pockets filled with pepperoni pizza or ham and cheese and a crispy crust.
I saw Perry Farrell do like a weird techno set on the kids stage to like 10 people falling asleep. That was weird.
Nothing is greater, nor as an American, as Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Stand up to attention there, Brain. You need some help standing up?
No, I don't want to stand up for this group.
All Hacksaw. Did that guy try to grab his flag? Great. Okay, those are two very different adjectives, 999. 999 first said, I always get so angry watching U.S. ads, and then changed it to Hungary.
Very tough, great brawler. There's Butch Long, the opponent for Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
It's very cool, Nathan.
So he's been very...
I have no idea who played 2012. I think that's the point where in the documentary they were like, yeah, Lollapalooza, we sold out and it was great. Oh yeah, with the VHS warp, the Stars and Stripes Forever sounds horrifying.
Well, do you want me to really tell you what he's done in life?
Go ahead, Brain. What has he done in life?
I believe that's Butch Long, the opponent.
Just been a big loudmouth.
I try to keep the stream mellow. Appreciate that, 999. Alright, Gambino, Jack. That's not bad. Not a bad lineup.
And of course, we'll be celebrating.
Love that Shaq shirt. There's a shirt that says Shaq on it.
The 18th of June. And as we said, make sure by...
Yeah, Butch Long, I think we talked about that a few months ago. Butch Long's last match on Cage Match was in 2019 against the Southern Posse.
Great American Bash Father's Day sweepstakes.
Oh, Jim Duggan. See, here's the thing. The VHS wobble, it's just another Uncle Howdy thing. I'm gonna flash a QR code here in a bit.
Or a Pontiac. Just get out of the house. My dad looked like him. Father's Day would be another holiday for me. Be away from home.
Hit first now.
I love Jim Duggan matches because he wrestles like how people who don't watch wrestling think wrestling is. And it's great. No! He wrestles like a giant 50-year-old toddler.
He's just one big, powerful brawler. Ask him, baby, ask him. No! Come on.
Ask him, baby.
Think how he can hurt you if you never see him.
for Duggan.
Nick Patrick's just like whispering sweet nothings into Jim Duggan's ear. Nick Patrick's the worst. As we always say on here, all of my homies hate Nick Patrick.
Right down on the mat, dummy. That's where you put him.
When he's ready, Brain. Now, as Butch Long gets up, Butch Long is getting ready to go down.
There we go. Look at that. Old glory.
Who, Duggan or Long?
Long. Duggan's not real sure. He may be a little more sure than Long is, but that don't mean much.
Your winner is Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I did not know there was a Jim Duggan episode of Duck Dynasty, but I'm also completely not surprised that there is a Jim Duggan episode of Duck Dynasty. That makes all the sense in the world. I still wish that show would have gotten off the ground in like the early 2000s where Jim Duggan was going to be like Judge Judy. Like a sizzle reel on YouTube. It's very funny. Yeah, Jim Duggan was on Harry and the Hendersons.
Your winner is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, a great American.
The Jim Duggan WCW run is underrated in that it's a lot of fun to watch. I don't know how many great matches came from it. It's just very funny to me. Oh, hey, they busted Gordon Soley out of mothballs.
The Macho Man and Stunning Steve go at it.
This man is possessed.
Here he goes. He's going for
Of course, they have a battle royal at a family reunion. Playing Smash, thank you so much. 6 months. Prime subs. God, I'm gonna have such gyno from all the subs that I'm gonna have to inject in my butt cheek. Thank you all so much for the support. I always thought this finish was funny. Like, Randy Savage is like, "Fuck you, Alex Wright." Tosses him out of the ring, and then Alex Wright cuts a promo like the next week, like, whatever, I understand.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair advances once again. Final 4 results will be in next week from the U.S. title tournament.
So bring the U.S. tournament down to its final.
The fist taping was very funny because he would always do it behind the ref's back, but like swinging around all wild, and then it would like still be on his fist when the ref was around. Here comes Frank Anderson. I did a YouTube short about him a few months ago. He was a Olympic wrestler for Sweden back in the early 80s. He was like a legit national hero. Here's Sonny Trout. The aforementioned Sonny Trout. Frank Anderson. This is one of the few matches he had that aired in America. He had more than a couple. More than people think, but less than that would make people remember him.
And tape your windows shut, tape your doors shut. Something is going to happen with these two. The winner of
Frank Anderson, another guy like Craig Pittman, who if he would have just leaned into the amateur stuff, he would have been a lot of fun. But they really just wanted him to wrestle like every other pro wrestler. And so he just didn't do well. That and the drugs. Frank Anderson also was very good on Swedish Dancing with the Stars. I saw some footage while editing together that short.
He's not dealing with trying to win or lose. He wants to take Ric Flair's head off.
Like WCW TV in Sweden. Like I skimmed through there's some of it on YouTube. Swedish version of WCW TV around this time. It would be like matches from these shows, and then they would cut back to a studio where Frank Anderson would just talk shit about how he could beat everybody up. And then the main event would be like Frank Anderson squashing Sonny Trout.
Of course he's not. One wouldn't think.
One wouldn't hope.
Well, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people in Minnesota with Swedish heritage.
Oh, there's a lot of people there named Anderson. 6'7".
6'7" what?
People named Anderson.
6'7" inch.
See, like that's a really cool Saito suplex. Like if he would have done more stuff like that, he would have been good at wrestling.
You're right.
Like he's not really even bad here, but he's like 2 or 3 years in.
Nothing.
And he's still very tentative about everything.
Go behind.
Dump him.
Trying to waist lock takeover. Whoa, an elbow right in the nose. And it and rattled Anderson, but he hoisted him up.
Oh, he kind of dropped him there.
You talking about power now? He's got it.
Yeah, the gear was like kind of like bootleg Sparkplug Holly. Good suplex. He's pulling his opponent's shoulders off the mat. New favorite finish. Is it a submission hold? It's a submission hold, apparently. Okay.
Belly to belly again this time.
Ooh.
This time he got him down. 1, 2. This time he does have the shoulder spin.
Hey, I like the little thumbs up, like the fawns at the end. I've compromised Sonny Trout to a permanent end, and then he, with one hand on his hip.
The champion from Sweden, the former Olympian, gold medalist, takes another.
He was not a gold medalist, Tony.
With him as we go to the break.
He was bronze.
Well, here's Frank Anderson, nose to nose with his opponent.
It's always good when one of the highlights of your match is the pre-match shoving contest. Sonny Trout looks scared to death. Yeah, maybe give the ref the Iggy. Hey, I'm gonna do a thing that looks like a pin, but I swear it's a submission hold.
He's not going anyplace. Another win for Frank Anderson.
That's what I was going to say.
Again, thumb kills me.
Go ahead. We'll be back with Sting.
Like the VHS warp on this song is scary. Oh, we saw this a few weeks ago. WCW Power Plant.
The recent edition of Life magazine. On the inner pages, an outstanding article on the #1 training center in the world.
It would have been funny if he was like, this article kind of sucks about our thing. No, it's outstanding.
Some of the top wrestlers in the game, young up-and-coming talent, can show their wares. They can hone their
Who I
skills.
can
The Power Plant is the #1 training facility in the entire world.
They teach young
says Sting while he's being held hostage in a closet.
You need to learn to do it right.
With 4 rings, a whole lot of weightlifting equipment, punching bags, and tackling dummies.
4 rings, a whole lot of weightlifting equipment.
You want to sweat? You want to cry?
You want to cry? You want to sweat? You want to cry? Go to therapy. This is the Nasty Boys.
Down to the Power Plant, and they'll see if you're tough enough.
With Hall of Fame wrestlers teaching the holds and coaching the workouts, they cover
Terry
all
Taylor
the
making
aspects
sure he's
of this
shirtless in
great
Time
sport.
magazine. Nasty Boys were trained. Yeah, that sounds about right, Eddie Sharkey.
Johnny B. Bad, Alex Wright, Diamond Dallas Page, Sergeant Craig Pittman are just a few of the alumni to graduate from this elite school of the Squared Circle.
I want to tell you now, you want to become a professional.
Gonna puke tuna into a plastic trash can. Come to the Power Plant. That's right, Brian.
Same place I go, the Power Plant. WCW.
I would kill to see Robert Fuller working out at the Power
The
Plant.
WCW Power Plant.
That's
for a
footage I
spot
want.
and a chance at fame and fortune. You can try to by calling this electrifying training center the WCW Power Plant.
404-351-4959. If anybody wants to go there and get trained.
Skills, mind, and career. Call 404-351-4959 for more information on the Power Plant.
If anybody wants to, like, have kidney failure from sweating too much.
Now there's a new hearing
Another hearing aid commercial. Why
it's virtually
did,
invisible.
like,
Now you see
ad execs think that all wrestling fans were
Now
deaf?
you don't. It's the new Mirage hearing aid from Miracle Ear.
See, it's magic.
Call
Now you see it?
We'll send
Now
these
you
free
don't.
booklets that tell you how the virtually invisible Mirage may help you hear better. If you call 1-800-863-4100. Right
As I
now,
note every
we'll
week,
also send you this
it
free
is
videotape,
bonkers
Hearing
that they did
Loss
not have
and You.
subtitles on
It'll
these
tell you the most
commercials.
common causes and solutions for hearing loss. And we'll include the free booklets about the new Mirage hearing aid from Miracle Ear. You see, Mirage is our most advanced hearing aid that fits completely into the ear
That looks like
canal.
she's explaining how to
Not
pull
only
earwax
it's
out, like one of those
virtually Call
ASMR
Miracle Ear
videos
at
where you
1-800-863-4100.
see the person put the tweezers in there.
We'll send you important new information about hearing loss.
Hey,
and the virtually
LJH. Good
invisible Mirage.
evening. Welcome.
Amazing. I know he's wearing it, but I can't see it.
So call Miracle Ear at 1-800-863-4100. Call now.
Sandra Bullock has become the $10 million woman, and this week on Entertainment Tonight, we'll show you how. And Frazier
By
takes a
wearing
shot at
trash
stardom
bags in the
on
middle of a
big screen,
field?
and E.T. has his debut. But first, when Nicole Kidman was busy filming Batman Forever, why was hubby Tom Cruise at home baking her cookies? E.T. has the answer. Plus, see why Sylvester
When
Stallone
Nicole
is being
Kidman was
called a
filming
real
this movie,
slime shooter.
why
When
was
we
Tom
feature
Cruise
exclusively
being a
the
good
defenders who
husband?
film Assassins. It's all on the next E.T.
At 7:30 Monday on New York's Channel 2.
Oh yeah, Mary Hart. That's some weird ass sex that their neighbors are having. This guy's like, I can't get laid. My neighbors are assholes.
For information about how you can help stop domestic violence.
Oh, it was supposed to be a domestic incident. I couldn't tell. The warp in my earbud was so bad. Now I feel like a jerk. But also they kind of filmed that like your neighbor's having a domestic, kind of a cock block. Oh shit, I need to get on this. No interest till August of '96.
And nobody beats the Wiz Total Entertainment Centers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is set for one fall.
One fall.
Introducing first, from Amarillo, Texas, weighing 278 pounds.
There's that spinning ring.
Schlesinger.
Schlesinger? Gary, buddy, you guys worked together for like 2 years. Schlesinger.
Well, he's one big tough man from
Schlesinger? Where do you even get Schlesinger out of that?
Let's go back to Gary. He's not tough. And wrestling fans, his opponent from Venice.
His opponent is this toy. We need multiple angles of that action figure. Yeah. Tony Schiavone just went, bleh.
Everybody loves this man. Everybody talks about the Stinger. Sting is now 2 wins away.
Things like, yeah, this figure, it's not great. Bad paint job.
Sting is now 2 wins away from being the new United States heavyweight champion, as is Ming, as is Flair, as is Savage. As we told you.
Yeah, exactly, Incident 73. Text. Shame this was not filmed at Center Stage. This is at Disney World. So, we were told not to cheer the baddies. Damn it, they slowed down the ring.
United States champion. And I still think that Savage's head isn't on straight. He's not going to want to beat Flair to become champion.
There has to have been a match that didn't air where like the controls for the ring platform didn't like stop, and these guys had to like wrestle a match, and there has to be a match.
And Tex Schlesinger, he's one guy. We talked about him as he was coming in. He will not back down from Sting at all. And here we go, toe-to-toe to begin the match.
And he's a big man. He's well over 300
Dennis Knight is freaking huge. You never think about it. Like, Sting's a big guy, and he like dwarfs Sting. Yeah, those straps and that singlet. Surprised everything's staying in.
Jumped right up, vertically hit him with that drop kick and knocked him out to the floor and kept him rolling. Regroup now and take Sting apart, piece by piece.
All right, Schlesinger trying to slow down the momentum of the Stinger. Sting has been the U.S. heavyweight champion before, and Ric Flair has as well. Ming has not, neither is the Macho Man Randy Savage. So, but you say, Brain,
he had
that,
larger straps and he was a naked mini.
No real,
Love it.
Want to be the U.S. heavyweight champion. He just wants to get his hands on Flair.
Yeah, those straps are doing a lot of work.
Putting on his trunks, taping his wrists, stretching, doing calisthenics, thinking about getting in that ring and wrestling to come out as a champion. He is thinking of what Ric Flair did to his father. Those boots are going to be laid strong. Those trunks may be on backwards, but he is going to go out there and try to take Flair's head off. And so is Flair.
Again, another week of camera operators wearing the brightest possible clothes so they can be noticed.
By taking the low road here on WCW Worldwide. Got a great program next week. We'll be telling you about that in just a few moments as we head 2 weeks now away from the Great American Bash only on pay-per-view. Oh, listen to those little stingers out in the crowd.
Yeah, we were not long for the world of Sting with the tight cropped flat top.
He relates to the people.
I always thought Sting in mid-growth was a good look. At like early to mid-96. His Mark Paul Gosselaar and Saved by the Bell college years.
That's how I feel. You are too much way too soon. A full-arm dragon twist now by Sting. Slasinger has been very
I wonder if
I
haven't listened to every episode of their podcast. I wonder if Conrad's ever asked Tony why he would call that a wrist lock, an arm dragon twist.
That's the important part. You can hook a man's arm like that.
I don't really dragon it. Thank you, Lightning Speed. I try.
And you're rearing back on that arm. It doesn't matter. You can be standing side by side.
Yeah, Sting's talking shit.
You have to get him in this position, and Sting knows that.
Shouting out Jackie Crockett by name. Good guy Sting.
Arm drag takedown, and another one. Sting holds on nicely, but he used the hair.
Hey, Benoit. I don't know. If he did, there's no way Gordon called it that. Like, that's makes no sense. Yeah, this is the TNA figure Sting gear. That's right, Scuffle. Really good eye.
He did not. All right, did not.
See, that's just Gordon being fancy. He's a fancy man. And he would call a suplex a suplex.
Did not. Stop this.
See, I know what you mean, Benoit. Gordon Sully called in Georgia Championship Wrestling. My brain immediately went to Gordon Sully calling Game Changer Wrestling. John Wayne Murdoch into the light tubes. Hey, Viva La Fran, welcome. Yeah, Sting kind of got a raw deal from like 94 to 96. He goes from being the guy in the company to being the little brother of the top guys.
They sure do. Drove the knee right to the shoulder. There you see the stingers. Little stingers everywhere. They love their hero.
Versus Wizard, this thing turned into Crow Sting because people thought he was a liar. Then he joined the NWO. Dude, I could not do 2 hours as Gordon Sully, Brian. That would be like a $500 tier, the Patreon.
You ever been to Texas? No. I can tell there's no.
And it would mostly just be me calling it straight and then going, That's the only thing I can do. I'm like Crowbar. Shout out to Crowbar, friend of the account, by the way. Still jumping off of cages in 2024. It's crazy.
Did not get him. You would have liked to have seen that, wouldn't you?
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that.
That would have been a major upset. Maybe the biggest ever on Worldwide, and Tex last year was close that time. All right, big headbutt, and Sting is in trouble. Sting can barely stand, holding himself up in the corner.
See what you got to do now? You got to pound on him, pound on him, pound on him. Keep him on that mat. Pick him up, backbreak him. Pick him up, backbreak him.
Yeah, Sting was just a couple weeks from winning the vacant U.S. title. The end of this tournament, spoiler alert.
If he'd have moved, he'd have had him.
He may do it again. Coming to your living room with a stinger splash.
Schlessinger's in trouble right now.
2 stinger splashes. He had to protect Tex on the way out.
Can he turn him?
Can he turn him?
He can turn him.
You better believe it. The Scorpion Deathlock, and it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match is Sting.
And now for the Stinger. In a week's time, he and me will collide.
Yeah, early Crow Sting is funny. Because you could tell Sting had no idea what he was really doing with it. I'll just paint my face white. And... Oop, there we go. Just wear whatever black shirts in the locker room.
I won't be home because Sting is wrestling Ming, and Ming will put me in the hospital. Goodbye.
Coming up next, a look at next week's program on Worldwide.
Coming up next, a look at next week's episode. And again, if you even think remotely about turning to the competition, don't. Again, their show was taped weeks ago. Results, it's half cooked. My understanding is the big 7-foot tall guy talks about Time Warner. Will not shut up about Time Warner.
Peanut buttery taste explosion will shatter your senses. Well,
Yeah, Butterfinger, big advertiser for WCW at this point.
You'll insist. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger from Nestle. Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a
that other show doesn't have sexy men climbing into smooth leather cars. Ooh, micro machines. Again, never got the point of these.
I'll take the shortcut to Colonel Cobb's farm. The corn's growing.
Like toys, but smaller.
The highways and byways, Wildcat Canyon. Gotta be brave in this cave. Oh no, drawbridge is up. I'm stuck. Tough luck. Tiny's Diner, next stop.
I'm stuck. And it'd be funny if he's like, fuck.
That's my train, but he'll pay.
Think big, play small. Micro Machines. New Micro Machines, highways and byways, play sets and vehicle collections sold separately. You put it together.
No, you put it together. I don't want to put toys together. I want to buy them and just have them show up as is. None of that IKEA shit. Hey, Fruity Dinosaur. The best part about Micro Machines is they had a nice crunch when you chewed on them.
Skywalker. May the Force be with you.
Think big, play small. Micro Machines. New Star Wars transforming action sets. Each sold separately. You put them together. New from
Yeah, June 95 was not a good time for pro wrestling. I agree, but here comes Cliff again to
Two-egg breakfast. Yes, sir, nothing handles a powerful
pretend really badly.
2 buttermilk pancakes, 4 pieces of bacon or sausage, and hash browns. It's a mighty big meal for mighty big appetites. I'll have the big 2-egg breakfast, please. Oh, and a short stack for Old Comet.
IHOP's Big 2-Egg Breakfast. $3.99 Monday through Friday until
He's
4 p.m.
$4 breakfast.
It begins with a bump. Two brothers clash. A glare. An angry stare. The danger heats up. They imagine the worst. And the brothers choose peace. This is Jacob's dream. This is Jacob.
I led a life of violence, which led to a life of destruction. I was addicted to violence. I thought I was afraid to die.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of Maury Povich. I was addicted to violence.
It's in your hands. It's in your hands to choose to defeat it.
And now let's take a look at next week's program on Worldwide. In Brain, we have a tremendous 1-hour program.
We got Ming next week.
Singles competition. And the former World Tag Team Champions, Harlem Heat, will be here.
Their weird titty singlets and Kamala. Push it and pull it.
Kamala is here.
Kamala?
The big 400-pound giant and bunkhouse buck takes on Fly.
Promotional consideration.
Save up and get a decent length. But thank you so much, Refs Wizards.
The Remington Triple Foil. The only shaver with 3 narrow micro screens. Remington Triple Foil. If you can grow it, we can
Yeah,
shave.
Kamala was in the Dungeon of Doom.
Is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant.
They're
gift
flashlights.
for any occasion.
Just a reminder, when you need them, we got them. Big A, America's Parts Pro.
Sullivan had just been gifted Kamala. Sullivan, my son. All right. So, no off the grid this Sunday. We're back to the every other week schedule. But here's what we'll be watching next week on Deep Cuts Live.
And then we're going to find out who's responsible for not seeing us. Like stuff through a goose.
All right. So that's next. Freebirds were totally a thing in 92. They were a thing through the fall.
Tim Horner takes on the Pitbull and Flying Brian and Bunkhouse.
Begging for help. Needs to be saved from this island.
To be accompanied by the greatest promoter on the face of the earth, Colonel Robert Parker from the Kingdom of Tonga.
Tonga?
Weighing 310
Gary.
pounds.
You're having too much fun with the pronunciations. Yes, Tim Horner, White Lightning Tim Horner. Against Craig Pittman later on. Ming is the only man scary enough to wear shower drapes to the ring. And it works.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from Detroit, Michigan, Tommy Tanner.
Tommy Tanner is either 21 or 52. Yes, Tim Horner, the same guy who stole Jim Cornette's fax machine.
Ric Flair both got thrown out of the U.S. title tournament, and that puts Ming and Sting in the championship match at the Great American Bash coming up.
And the ring truck, yes, Optimum Vision. Tim Horner, Dirty Thief. Tommy Turner, ooh. Don't think he's long for this world. I love that Jax made a figure of this version of Ming. Jimmy Jett, a referee, as we always say. Long sleeves on a referee likely means that they have racist tattoos. Yeah, Tim Horner was a weird country singer, dude. Oh shit. Thunder rolls, the lightning strikes, boom, boom, boom.
All he can see is Father's Day. His father and Ric Flair. He wants to get his hands on the Nature Boy.
And of course, the U.S. title, the first thing I'm sure that Ming and Colonel Parker are thinking.
Tommy Turner has a pretty solid singlet. Neapolitan. That's a difference between WCW and WWF squash matches. Oh my god. Ming almost lost him. His WWF squash matches, you weren't allowed to pin the guy until your finisher. That way they wouldn't kick out. Whereas WCW, they didn't care. Just do all the pins. Brian, in this case, Jimmy Jett does not have racist tattoos, just a whole mess of ink about how much he loves Air Supply. Jimmy Jett is all out of love. Also, he's apparently having as many issues as I am with my single earbud falling out of my ear tonight. Keeps going after his ear. Oh, the ring moved.
Buck and Flying Brian one-on-one. Got a great program. Glad to have you with us as we head towards the Great American Bash 1 week from this Sunday, and only on pay-per-view. And Ming doing exactly what he has done throughout
Ooh, Ming. And to turn that singlet black and blue. It's funny because like 3 months earlier, Ming's squashes were going for maybe 2 moves. And now they're just dragging these out. Because when he started doing squashes in WCW, it was just like, bam, kick, he's dead.
Ming just hovering over his opponent, who's been on the mat.
Also, shout out to Ming, one of many great wrestlers who did karate kicks and taped his fingers, all mysterious-like. Oh. Blasted him with that forearm.
Another forearm shot.
But we both know he's not going to have it this easy with Sting.
It'd be funny, though, if they just booked the pay-per-view match to be like this.
And Ming don't. And when Ming knows something that Sting don't, Parker tells Ming.
Also, I feel like Ming and Sting as a feud was booked just to mess with the commentators. Tommy Turner, oh, boy, his arm. That was scary.
I know the difference between Sting and Ming.
There we go, that kick puts his hand right on Tommy Turner's taint.
decisively, and I mean, he literally kicked that man's head off.
Also, Colonel Parker towering over Ming, making Ming look like such a little boy. Plus, the 6'5" manager has the giant cowboy hat. Just such a bad idea. Technicolor taint of Tommy Turner. I would go to that musical.
It is a great country we live
Sting,
in.
rated a porno mag.
Be continuing coming up here very shortly.
Like we do.
It's called the Great American Bash. And, of course, it's going to be held live in Dayton, Ohio. If you can't join us there, contact your cable company and join us on pay-per-view Sunday, June the 18th, the Great American Bash. Sting, I know it's stimulating.
I believe he saw some bush.
Because you're going to be facing this mystery man of Colonel Robert Parker's, the man known simply as Ming.
Oh, whoa.
What are we reading here?
Whoa. Whoa. That took me by surprise there.
Now Gene's acting like it's porn.
Look at that. Look at the size. Look at the girth on that man.
Look at the girth on that man.
Shades going there. He's got the karate.
Shout out to the girth master.
Colonel Parker says 9 different forms of karate, martial
Well,
arts.
sometimes, you know, the colonel embellishes, over-enhances, if you will.
I'll tell you what. Just
The
looking at
girth of Ming.
enough, but you know
That seems like a movie that would have like won some
He's
Oscars.
not going to run away with the tail between the legs.
Like
and Ming is so big and he's so bad. He's
very artfully done movie about like a blind science teacher or
I
something.
can tell you that I've seen him do a lot of damage.
And he has fared very well, by the way, in the United States tournament competition, as you have.
That's right. That is
Very
correct.
girthy.
Who knows what's going to happen there? But you know something? As you flip around, you can see all the damage that Ming has done inside the ring here. And then look at this on the
I love the idea that that's just a whole magazine about how Ming is beating everybody up.
Colonel Parker, Ming, that is a stinger right there in the front cover of WCW's magazine, flying off the top rope, and it looks like, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, something like that, and I don't know who I was smashing, but it's just a little tidbit for both
A
of you
little
to think about, 'cause
tidbit.
Ming, it can certainly happen to you.
All right, Sting and Ming are going to be colliding head on.
Sting and Ming, baby.
Sunday, June the 18th, be part of it.
WCW Worldwide Wrestling.
I feel like the WCW Worldwide graphics were the early days of the VHS screensaver where it like bounced around from corner to corner, like the little thing that, but like the little graphic that like went around, like it was like very soothing, very calming.
Can wreak havoc on the motor oil, breaking it down almost immediately.
The more Castrol GTX motor oil you can buy at a grocery store.
Viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, or your harder working engine could make things hard on you. Castrol GTX, engineered for greater
That makes it
protection
sound
against
like
breakdown.
if you don't get Castrol GTX, they're going to take your car to the desert.
How close are you to all the sports?
Oh, here we go. Father and son.
Prime Star.
Doing pills. Look into the sky and seeing some
Plus lots of other great programming.
Madden.
With digital picture and sound. And since Prime Star is a service, there's no equipment to buy. And it all starts at about $1 a day. So if you love sports, call 1-800-PRIME.
Well, if you order it, they will charge. Yes. I feel like that's a bit negligent on the part of the parents. I feel like there are some countries you could get bottled child.
Are you ready to taste the wild
Pepsi is so good that it will murder your child.
Cherry Pepsi?
You guys are pathetic!
More Whiz commercials.
And you! Did you see that man touch the line? No! You're watching the game.
I have no idea. Like, they're supposed to be playing a sport.
Mitsubishi and Nobody Beats the Wiz want you to go big.
But that one guy just looks like a piano player.
Pay no money down, no payments, and no interest.
Says Wizards, big government won't let us bottle a child anymore. That's where sovereign nations come in.
Howdy, folks.
More
Here
Cliff.
riding the range and thinking about IHOP's big 2-egg breakfast. Yes, sir, nothing handles a powerful hunger like 2 eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 4 pieces of bacon or sausage, and hash browns.
It's a mighty big meal for mighty big appetites.
I'll have the big 2-egg breakfast, please. Oh, and a short-stacked roll comet.
IHOP's Big 2-Egg Breakfast, $3.99 Monday through Friday until 4 p.m. at your IHOP now.
Back with you on WCW Worldwide, fans.
That guy had to have been on a sitcom of some kind. He's very character that shows up for one episode of a sitcom that airs 9,000 times on Nick at Night, and you never forget him. All right, U.S. title tournament updates.
Has come down to the wire.
Yeah, Bob Orton.
The scheduled match between Ric Flair and Macho Man Randy Savage ended before it ever began.
Savage is going to go.
Here's where we expose that Center Stage is actually a dump. Look at how shitty this building is.
Look out! He got him! He blindsided Flair!
I love how like indie promotions still run Center Stage like it's a badge of honor when it's like the crappiest building to ever be in. Apparently Cliff's real name is Cliff. Thank you, Brian. Cliff from IHOP's real name is Cliff Bemis, it looks like. And he has a section on his website about his years as Cliff from IHOP.
Dayton, Ohio, June 18th for the United States Heavyweight Championship.
All right, Brady, there you see it. The Macho Man Randy Savage and the Nature Boy Ric Flair kicked out of the U.S. title tournament. Basically a double count out, and Flair got in the limousine and took off, for crying out loud.
Well, you saw what Savage did.
I'm assuming Harlem Heat were either were not champions and they did or did not wear the belts that they did or did not have at this point. Thus the awkward entrance. That's a good point, Scuffle and Hillbilly. It's like it completely kills the aesthetic when you go past the curtain and there's no robot stuff. Alright, Cliff from IHOP, Ryan points out, was recurring on Coach. That makes sense.
Against Eddie Jackie and Steve Storm in this.
Eddie Jackie and Steve Storm. Steve Storm sounds like a character in a novel that is not so veiled about how those damn wokes are ruining our country. Oh shit, Booker T with a pump handle slam? Oh, backbreaker. Look at that. Look at you, Booker.
And then you can take about 10, 20 bucks, you hand it to Bockwinkel, he turns it back, and you can write your own stuff in.
Oh, is that the way it's done?
That's not the way I conducted business, mind you, but I imagine some unscrupulous people would do that.
And that's the thing about 90s sitcoms, is you just have to assume that one of the leads is an idiot.
Steve Storm takes a spill on the outside.
Oh yeah, I believe my buddy Joe Gagney tweeted that. I retweeted it earlier.
I agree with that.
Very funny joke. The WCW is not dead. That's the big swerve at the end of the show, the series, Vice. WCW's actually just been going on this whole time.
His lordship has.
Still to come in this telecast comments.
Yeah, Steve Storm looks like the cover model for a action series of books, thrillers.
I heard they had to drain his knee a couple times from that figure four.
About how the America isn't the same and it's ruined. Yeah, Joe's still around. Does the 5-Star Match Game podcast. I talk to Joe sometimes. Those were good days when we would work on the Fun Time Arcade.
I don't know. It's hard to get out of a rocker with one leg.
Oh, it is.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's how a lot of people found out about me. I just held on to Joe's coattails. He was the talent. By the way, shout out to my SSRI gang. I'm gonna send down the hatch for the night. I'll be asleep in about an hour.
Well, start calling the matches. Storm picked up.
I was the Stevie Ray of the Fun Time Arcade. Joe was the Booker T.
Trying to. Not laughing about the condition of Macho Man Father.
And now
Bobby Heenan had a very good fake laugh.
This is not funny, fans. And once again, I've done so many.
Oh, therapy! Thank you so much for the sub. I'm gonna be huge. All this synthetic testosterone that you all are giving me with these subs tonight. Thank you so much. Yes, I was a fruit booty. I still am a fruit booty. That's right, Tecmo. I am the king of the fruit booties. Why is this match going on so long? Oh, they're gonna break his neck. Okay, good. He landed flat. I did not have high hopes for that move.
They may not have the shot coming up, but they certainly are one of the top contenders for the
Too
World
many
Tag Team
brother
title.
tag teams mounted each other for a pose. Weird. Yes, it was. I'm drinking a, not a Coke Freestyle, I'm drinking a lemonade. Normally I have a water, but I got a lemonade from Wendy's before we started. That's Stephen J. Neptune. The Nasty Boys were the tag champs on TV by the time this aired. Harlem Heat had the belts, but they lost them, already won them back. It just wouldn't air for 2 weeks, so yeah. That's why the entrances were all weird. Oh, we saw butt cheek. Oh. Good. Bobby Heenan, king of the fake laugh. It's very hard to do a convincing fake laugh. Bobby Heenan was great at it.
This is not funny.
Coming up next, Sergeant Craig Pittman's Techno Rave.
Tempted, aren't they?
I'm not susceptible to temptation.
What do you call that?
Horny M&M commercial. They're not so much horny. It's just like, let's get a beautiful woman to flirt with candy.
Let's get Dad a gas trick track for Father's Day.
What? Okay, this is actually kind of funny. Oh, I thought he said hooker.
Father's Day? Come to Radio Shack.
Come to Radio Shack and get him all these things he will never know how to run.
We can even pack and ship it. Why rack your brains?
A power tie.
Nah.
Radio Shack. You've got questions? We've got
You've got questions? And you still have them because we haven't been open in like 15 years. Clappy hooker. That's how I like my sex workers. Clappy. And Double Mint just wants to get you laid. By your twin sister, what?
Breath that's great to be near. That's fresh breath.
How many freshes in Double Mint gum? There's 2.
2.
0.
Nothing.
Nil.
Zip. Zilch.
Nada.
Zip.
Nothing.
That's what you save when you dial 0 to call collect.
Squat.
Dial 1-800-COLLECT instead.
Hello.
Collect, as we've established through Brinticus, still works.
Since describing Mystic's great fruit taste is next to impossible, we've enlisted the amazing Mystic Zoltan to beam the
Zoltan, of course.
directly to your brain. Feel the Mystic hit the back of your throat. The cooling refreshment, the pure fruit flavor.
This kind of looks like he's like
Mystic fruit
coming.
should be kicking in now. Transmission accomplished.
Watching some of those shampoo commercials. Some of those M&M commercials. Petland.
I'm Neil Patrick, president.
Again, spoken like a man who has never had a pet in his life.
Petland Discounts has all your aquarium needs, including Wardley.
Just looks like she's selling them pills.
Wardley Total Tropical will improve the color, health, and vitality of your tropical fish.
Here, little boy, these are uppers.
Ask for Total Tropical at
Now, over 100 convenient locations.
Over 100 storage units of fish tanks. Damn, IHOP, we get it.
Yes, sir. Nothing handles a powerful hunger like 2 eggs, 2 buttermilk pancakes, 4 pieces of bacon or sausage, and hash browns. It's a mighty big meal from mighty big appetites. I'll have the big 2-egg breakfast, please. Oh, and
Hey, John, yeah, Petland started the opioid, not the Sacklers.
Monday through Friday until 4 p.m. at your IHOP now.
Welcome, Gene
All right, back to Gene's green screen. It looked like he woke up as they said action.
From Dayton, Ohio. Call your cable company for availability. Satellite dish owners, call our good friends at Turner Premier. We're on the air 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 out of the West Coast for the Great American Bash. And the operative word is action.
Action! Gene's trying to wake us up here. The mean green screen.
Sting will be meeting Ming for the United States Heavyweight
Sting will be meeting Ming on my green screen
tournament to fill that vacated title.
in a Dr. Seuss death match.
Anderson truly worked over the Macho Man Randy Savage's father, Angelo Poffo, at Slamboree. Savage demanded revenge. He'll get the Nature Boy one-on-one at the Great American Bash. Standing by, 11-time WCW Heavyweight Champion of the World, Ric Flair.
Ooh, yeah! Dig it! You know what?
Oh, Rick.
We talk about it all the time, Savage.
Him and his perfect W on his head, that hair.
Of all time. Now, it comes to a close.
Kinda looks like a moose's antlers.
You forced the issue. You
Or like a McRib.
the Nature Boy.
Flair with his McRib haircut.
That macho Williers. You and Hogan were satisfied with the Nature Boy being here and you being here. You had to try and climb that ladder. You had to try and strive.
Yes, that's right, John. Every 7th grader in America had that haircut.
There's only one man of styles and profiles. There's only one jet flying, limousine riding.
Yeah, WCW Prime aired a lot of the same stuff. They aired WCW Pros matches. GM Spectre. I had that haircut in 2005.
Ric Flair and Randy Savage couldn't even get to the ring before they were thrown out of the United States title competition. I guarantee you they will meet 1 week from this Sunday night at the Great American Bash.
On Kaiser from Punch Out here.
World Television Champion Arn Anderson faces another stiff challenge as he defends against the mysterious
Arn looking like he's the stiff challenge there.
The Nasty Boys have regained
And the camera down a little bit so we can see he's wearing pants.
They were ambushed by the Blue Bloods.
Yes, Steven J. Neptune Man. I did not feel bad about airing that compared to last week's show. Thank you for reminding us.
It's the highly regarded
Blind Brian still has not bought a new vest after the Hollywood Blondes had broken up 2 years before.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell is going to be meeting
Sergeant Craig Pitbull Pittman.
The Great American Bash. 1 week from this Sunday night, June the 18th. If you can't join us in,
Yeah, we need to get a proper green screen in Tony Schiavone's basement for those AEW control centers.
On the dish by calling Turner Premier. It all happens live, starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 out of the West Coast. Flair and Savage in what promises to be an absolutely brutal main event. Sting and Ming.
Savage is like the titties are right here.
Title, plus a couple of other title bouts and so much more, all at the Great American Bash. Believe you me, the tradition is back, and it's on Sunday, next Sunday, June the 18th. Hotline fans, what's the real reason behind Hawk showing up at Slamboree? I have that story.
Who knows?
You won't hear on television.
Maybe he was hungry.
Did ex-Chicago Bear lineman, the refrigerator William Perry, receive when he visited WCW offices recently? I'll have those stories.
He received a $150,000 a year contract, and then we forgot about him. No, I would say that, John.
Maybe it was a baby.
How does he do it? Definitely not candy bars.
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
That sounds gross.
Welcome to the theater of the eye.
Hawk showed up to Slamboree because he owed Kevin Sullivan $35. Kevin's like, I'll cut it down to 20 if you get in the ring and take a couple bumps.
16 million colors.
Kind of how my head. Ooh, giant swing. Hell yeah.
Wreak some havoc in your head.
Sega Saturn. Cool.
Deep beneath the Gotham City McDonald's, the time has come.
There we go, those sweet ass mugs. Again, when I was a child, I thought these were fanciest things ever, and I drank my soda pop out of them every day.
When you buy any McDonald's extra value meal or any other food purchase.
Here you are, sir. Batman. Now I've got him.
Has the life drained out of your living room?
Another Butterfinger commercial that makes you believe that candy bars are sweet ass drugs.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger from Nestle.
I would love to know how much those mugs cost on eBay.
Windows steam, streets sizzle, sidewalks hiss.
A horny whiz commercial.
And I
Ow.
surrender to the heat whose passion knows no mercy. Don't sweat another summer. Check your this weekend. Nobody beats the Whiz Circular for cool value.
I said we don't get air conditioners.
To take the heat off. Frost kisses my window.
Nobody beats the jizz. That's right, Brian. But don't.
I'm here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate New Finish, the once-a-year car polish.
New Finish is what I did after that Whiz commercial just
There's
now.
No rubbing, no buffing. Look how New Finish restored a deep, hard shine to even this way.
Yeah, look, they wiped it down. Hey, look, it's a little more shiny.
Space-age polymer formula that shines better and lasts longer. And here's proof.
Horny isn't horny was the name.
Laboratory tested New Finish against several leading brands of car polish. After simulating a full year of varying weather, New Finish.
They all look the same, fake Harry Anderson.
Of its original shine. Next, we polish this car with New
A
Finish
set of 4 vintage Batman Forever mugs on eBay is $45 plus 12 shipping. Thank you, John the Revelator, for doing the research.
The once-a-year car polish. And between polishings, use New Finish
Yeah,
car
they
wash
did
to clean your
52 car washes.
New Finish Liquid, rated #1 by leading magazines at Patmark, Jamesway, Auto Barn, Caldor, Kmart,
Caldor.
Bradley's, Genovese,
I have never. Genovese drug?
Promotional consideration.
Sounds like what Motley Crue was doing in the 80s.
Judge, jury, and executioner. Judge Dredd is coming to all major video game systems June 16th. From Acclaim, take the law.
They advertised this game on so many wrestling shows. Battery.
When you need them, we got them. Big A, America's Parts Pros.
Long on chocolate flavor, short on fat.
Night Court theme is so much better than the MASH theme.
66% less fat than most of the 20 leading chocolate brands.
Introducing first, from Morristown, Tennessee, weighing 200.
Oh, here we go. White Lightning Tim Horner.
All right, we're back on Worldwide. You've heard the
Look at that jacket.
Ric Flair still to come. We will hear from the Macho Man Randy Savage.
That lady from the Wiz commercial is all about that jacket.
Makes his way to the ring here on this next match on Worldwide.
All right, Steven J. Neptune Man with the time capsule. June 11th, 95. This day in sports, the Houston Rockets defeated the Orlando Magic in Game 3 of the 95 NBA Finals, in which they would wind up sweeping the series. The New Jersey Devils defeated the Philadelphia Flyers in Game 5 of the 95 NHL Western Conference Finals. The Detroit Red Wings defeated the Chicago Blackhawks to win the NHL Western Conference Finals. And the #1 song in America was still Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman by Bryan Adams.
I guess he feels going to the ring is having fun.
I would fall off of that platform if I tried walking in the direction that it was spinning. So good on Craig Pittman for navigating that.
Well, 50, you got to come back.
Oh, the 25 one way.
I don't know. I never had to run that far with a full backpack.
You've never run it all in your life.
Oh, I used to have a golf
Womp,
cart.
womp, womp. Yeah, that platform would spin between matches.
Keeping those batteries charged on it.
Craig Pittman with his sweet-ass Chuck Liddell
Neutral
haircut.
position with Tim Horner. Should be a good matchup. The pit bull.
Craig Pittman was a legit Marine. No stolen valor here. Yeah, you tell him. Cut that mullet off. I am disturbed by how close Tim Horner's tights color is to his flesh tone. Hey, Sonics fan 81, thank you so much for the kind words. I will try to keep up the great work. Appreciate you. Yeah, Sergeant Craig Pittman was in the Marines in like the eight ladies. He was not in 8 Ladies. Might have been, who knows. But the late 80s, early 90s. He was legit 3-time Armed Forces heavyweight wrestling champion.
And a reversal.
I believe Tim Horner did. Yes, Tecmo.
Tim Horner to a top wrist lock. Nice move.
Tim Horner's trying to do some old-fashioned wrestling
Is it a big jug he carries? No.
with the guy who should be doing shoot-style wrestling, but nobody was smart enough to push him in that direction. What do you think you're doing? I love how he's mad that Tim Horner tried to win the match.
I just asked a question. I didn't say moonshine. I said that big jug could be root beer in it. I don't know.
Root beer.
Root beer.
Sarsaparilla. Anything else?
Warm milk and a cookie. I don't
Oh,
know.
that was dope. That single leg was killer.
He's trying to out-wrestle this man. Now, Horner's been in this sport a lot longer than Pittman. What he has to do, Horner...
Craig Pittman, he's figured out how to, like, talk shit in that ring. I don't know if he's, like, figured out where the mics are, but, like, you can pick up every word he's saying.
And the fans getting solidly behind Tim Horner.
Think Horner's got an old pickup truck?
No. Why?
Just wondering.
Yeah, I think Craig Pittman, like, career-wise, I think he would have gotten more longevity in ECW. I think Paul would have known, like, what to get out of him.
I would think the Pitbull would have the advantage here.
Yeah, I think that would have been very interesting for him.
Horner's a strong young man, but Pitbull is solid.
You know, most amateur wrestlers were good standing up. You know, Greco-Roman. Some are great freestyle. This man could do it all.
Like, Pittman's clearly being told by somebody, hey, be a cartoon character. Woo! It's like, when you watch him wrestle, you can tell he would rule at, like, Bloodsport.
He drove him to the mat that time, Brain.
And he's working on that shoulder.
But look at Tim Horner. Slip around, behind, drive.
Yeah, Paul's genius was just, hey, do what you're good at. Like, I know that sounds silly, but, like, a lot of promoters didn't do that.
Horner focusing on the arm, and you said it was
Imagine walking through life looking like Tim Horner at that time.
switch applied now.
They're like so good at the shoot style stuff.
We are seeing two men who know how to wrestle going right out here on the mat.
This is a good match.
Yeah, Pittman probably would have been good at UWFI. I think if WCW would have just, like, given him, like, sent him over for a few tours of New Japan, like, he probably would have been a big deal over there. Inoki loved his amateurs.
Not like the Pitbull. Why? What did he do wrong? It's the attitude, Brain. That's why they boo you and call you weak. You know.
They don't like me because they know I'm a little smarter and a lot better than them. That's their trouble.
Like, he would, he would apply, like, a legit hold, but do it in, like, a hokey wrestling way. Because somebody in the locker room clearly told him, hey, if you don't do it this way, the fans won't understand. Because they're stupid.
Yeah, that's right. Give me money, Dad, and I'll do whatever you want, right?
You won't offend me with cash. Look at these. Push him.
That's cool. The seat belt. Not quite done as well as Orange Cassidy, but who's counting?
What happens when you show off with Tim Horner in the ring?
Well, if you're going to show off at WCW, make sure...
Good on Horner, though, to really focus on the... Oh, that was dope! That belly-to-belly ruled. But good on Tim Horner to realize, hey, this guy's base is the amateur stuff, and if we just let him do that, it looks really good. Look at that, the forearm across the face.
Driving now. And the forearm rubbing against the forehead of Tim Horner as Jimmy Jett, our referee, checks in.
This is so much fun.
Wrestling match exhibited here. Pitbull a week away from its first major WCW event.
Oh, I'd never seen anybody try that. For the Pittman headbutt. Just do a sunset flip. Makes all the sense in the world. I'll give Tim Horner credit here. He's having a damn good match, leaning into what Pittman's good at.
He's really taking it to Pittman.
Yeah, it is unfortunate the way Craig Pittman's career went. I feel like just a couple little tweaks here and there, and somebody knowledgeable being in his, like, not like corner like Teddy Long was, but like looking out for him backstage, and he would have had a much better career. He looked really good there because he was working with somebody that knew what tools were in Pittman's toolbox. And yeah, not having to wrestle freaking Jeff Farmer, who had no idea how to do this style.
The pit bull just had too much tenacity, too much of a wrestler, too much of a man, and too much code red for Tim Horner.
Yeah, this there's no reason. And it's funny because they brought in a fake Marine to be a babyface against him. And made up a weird story about them being in like the jungles of Kuwait, which guess what? No jungles over there. And Pittman, when they got their big pay-per-view match, Pittman got the cool entrance. I think Regal did have a good match with him on Saturday night towards the end of his run. Ming is clearly standing on a box. He's like a head taller than Colonel Parker, and he definitely is not that tall.
I wet my feet on the foreign shores of the Kingdom of Tonga, and I met Ming here. I could have told you right then big things were going to happen for Parker and Ming, and now we proved it. We got down to the point now we've got the franchise back in the corner.
Franchise.
What kind of a percentage do you get off this guy between you and I? He wouldn't understand.
Oh, Gene. John, he looks like a casino painting in late 90s Vegas.
What's going to happen to Sting? Is he going to get that paint on his face smeared up real good where you don't recognize him or not? I'm figuring he will, because you look back the history of what Ming's done since he's been here. You've seen the Hacksaw Jim.
He's like, look at my hand. See this thumb? Pulled out many an eye. Stephen J. Neptune Man, why is an 1860s oil baron painting, why is a 1860s oil baron hanging out with a martial arts specialist? Exactly. Ming is trying so hard not to fall off that box while moving. Like, look at that. Like, he's trying his hardest to make it look like he's not just standing on a platform.
Let me see if I can get a few words from the big man. Ming, Sting is your opponent at the Great American Bash. I'd like to have your thoughts if I...
Hiya! Karate.
Thank you very much. Ming, Sting, Great American
Yeah, Gene did just look down on it. Did Gene just step off of a platform too? He suddenly got like a foot shorter. That was weird.
Take the micro machines, highways, and byways.
Micro machines are garbage.
I'll cruise to the highways and byways, Wildcat Canyon. Gotta be brave in this cave. Oh no, drawbridge is up. I'm stuck.
That Conan O'Brien?
Next stop.
When you gotta get there fast, take the micro machines, highways, and byways.
That's my train, but he'll pay.
Think big, play small. Micro machines. New micro
We
machines,
need
highways,
to
and byways, play sets, and vehicle sections sold separately.
train our kids. Be cheap.
Get ready for the adventure of a lifetime with Micro Machines Star Wars transforming action sets.
Just like in the movies.
With Luke Skywalker.
Exactly, just like the movies.
Micro Machines Star Wars figures.
Yeah, I've said it before, I did not get Micro Machines when I was a kid. It just made no sense to me. Or toys but smaller.
May the Force be with you.
Big, great, small Micro Machines. New Star Wars transforming action sets.
Yeah, it was a weird thing in the 90s when somebody would jump and the other company would be like, this is a new human being. You don't know who this is.
I don't understand it. Sign it again. Pat. Oh, sure, Peter. Pat Amy? No. What?
Hey, you know, I think she wants a touch head. Touch head. Pat I. Amy wants Pat C. Oh, Pat C.
Yeah, there we go.
Pat C.
What's Pat C? I don't understand.
Yeah, let's give this gorilla Pepsi. Love to see the shits that it had afterwards.
I don't always understand me either.
Nothing else is a Pepsi. That's right. Lamp, not Pepsi. Picture frame, not a Pepsi. This guy just needs to go fuck a pancake at this point. Pepsi Gorilla would be a dope movie.
Oh, and a short stack for old Comet.
IHOP's Big 2-Egg Breakfast, $3.99 Monday through Friday until 4 p.m. at your IHOP now.
Courage in the face of danger. Every judge must take law to the lawless. Honor
That's how the first diabetic gorilla came to be. Pepsi Gorilla.
Justice in the name of dread. Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, that is a good point, Stephen J. Neptune. Man, you kind of get an idea of the repetitiveness of these commercials and who's paying for ads all over the place. Those Hulk Hogan foam fingers look like the dick invitations from that episode of It's Always Sunny.
Your styling and profiling is over, yeah.
Beginner's Macho Man in his Biz Cash t-shirt.
June the 18th, Super Sunday is Father's Day. Get the picture? It's about family,
Sure.
yeah. And I am going to take care of some family business, yeah. I'm telling you something that you are in.
I would love to know. I assume Lanny got all the outfits in the in the estate of Randy Poffo. But just what do you do with that shit? Like, your brother dies and you get all these weird ass costumes. Maybe Macho's wife. But like, what do you do with them?
Just begun. The great American bash will happen. You will be destroyed.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Randy Savage had a hell of a run. 94, like into 90, like really 95. You're right. Because he was pissed off that Vince thought he was too old.
Well, we've just heard the comments from the Macho Man Randy Savage, very angry indeed. And you have, throughout this entire program, been laughing about his father. Please stop right now and get into this match, Brain.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, he's from Hollywood, California, weighing 227 pounds, Brian.
There we go. Brian Bryan and his maybe the fakest hair extensions in wrestling history.
In this one-on-one matchup, and Brian's going to encounter a much different opponent in this match, Brain, than he will coming up next Sunday, the Great American Bash, because next Sunday he will face...
Seriously, how did he leave the hairstylist that day, like, remotely in a good mood? That looks awful, even by the standards of that day, whereas Bunkhouse Buck just has amazing bad head.
I'm sure Buck would love it. They're not waving at you. They're waving at America, at the world, watching worldwide. No one waves at you unless they're leaving.
Have you been insulting today?
I haven't laughed at the misfortunes of someone's father.
I wasn't laughing.
Don't stop! Would you stop? All right. Flying Brian Bunkhouse Buck. Buck, the type of guy, like we said, who'd love just to pound the knot in you. And
They just look dirty, those hair extensions. They look like fake dreads. Hey, Grand Malcontent. Yes, the haunted ring bell.
Full-arm dragon twist from Bunkhouse Buck. No question of his ability. As a matter of fact, Buck has gone from just your basic...
Yeah, thankfully Brian's like, this looks weird. I would like to be a top guy. I can't do this anymore.
Thanks to the Colonel. Look what he's done for Bunkhouse. Look what he's done for Ming. I mean, this Colonel Parker is a huge man in this industry.
That's what I've heard.
He is. He's like 6'6".
The biggest. Clamping on the head scissors.
They went on a cruise and somebody's like, hey, I'll give you these braids.
Colonel Robert Parker.
Look at Bunkhouse Buck doing a hold. It just looks wrong. Yeah, he was California Brian here. I didn't catch what the Chiron said, but yeah, he was absolutely California Brian.
Once again, like I said, like I pointed out, Bray, while you were laughing about Angelo Poffo.
Because it's not cool to be from Ohio.
It's going to be the type of match he's going to see, I'm sure, against Alex Rice. It'll be a much quicker pace. High flyers, both of them.
Are you sure, Tony?
He'll be flying through the air with the greatest of ease. And pick me a winner on that one.
Me to pick you a winner? Well, since Alex Wright lost in Slamboree and stopped his undefeated streak, I can't see Alex Wright losing 2 in a row. So I'm going to go with Alex Wright.
But what a mental letdown that had to be to lose that match. I mean, the man was undefeated here for quite a amount of time. How will he handle himself? Will he be able to come back?
I love Buck just being like, no, we're not going to do this spot. I'm good.
If he begs, if he's not the same Alex Wright you saw before, well, then he's finished.
Yeah, I don't mind Ohio. Ohio's fine. But in 1995, man, corporate ad execs just didn't think it was cool.
And now side headlock takeover, and a 2 count that time. So many ways Flying Brian can beat you. A man who certainly earned his nickname from his high-risk top rope maneuvers.
Gene was very sassy with old Bucky, or Bunkhouse Buck. He did some very fun bits with him.
You expect that. You don't expect him to take you down on the ground and ride you.
Hey, Morbid478, welcome to the chat. I'm not surprised. The big cities are all right in Ohio. There's some weird little cities. Little town cities.
Over the top and
oh, Brian almost gives himself a German suplex.
got a 2 count hooking a near leg, and Buck smartly takes the low road.
Well, he's had his bell.
Yeah, it feels like even though they're in the same state and Ohio's not that big, that like Cleveland to Cincinnati is like a ridiculous drive. Hello to, is it all El Hamidity? I just botched your name, I apologize, but thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh gosh.
Anything else, Coach?
Oh, I'm just evaluating the situation.
All right, so now from the neutral position with the Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
Take care of that.
Having problems because certainly Buck, with that wide stance that he has that added leverage advantage.
And he's such a raw-boned individual.
Yeah, that's. I could see the similarities between Buck and Chainsaw Charlie, especially with the long shirt.
He does have an air about him. Yes, as only Buck.
It's definitely Bunkhouse Buck.
A look at our great crowd on hand, the Worldwide Arena, the home of WCW Worldwide. Been the home of Worldwide for, I guess, going on, 3 years now almost. We're in our 2nd year.
Keep him down, Bunkhouse.
The notorious strength of Bunkhouse Buck.
Unless you can capitalize on him making a mistake like this.
And he made one, and Brian picks him up. Oh!
Right in the butthole.
Right in the Levi's.
Tony should have said butthole. Always love when a babyface is like, you want me to kick him in the balls and get disqualified?
Elbow right on the quadricep.
Yeah, those suspenders on Buck's gear always broke. Like, I gotta think the suspenders flapping around had to have been dangerous for the opponent. Butthouse Buck. That's a hood slam gimmick. For sure.
With a breakup of the Hollywood Blondes, the World Tag Team Champions.
Oh, it was Colonel Parker that canned Flying Brian. Gave him his pink slip. Dumped him. Fired him.
No, he didn't fire him. He wasn't even his manager. He just broke him up. He had Brian, or he had Stunning Steve jump Flying Brian. So Brian's never forgotten that.
Yeah, CBJ, wrestling made me sound so much smarter to my teachers when I was a kid.
And not think about Alex Wright.
Geography and like knowing how to add like 3-digit numbers years before my classmates did because of like combined tag team weights. Love the Disney employee just hanging out on the steps casually, like, let's get this shit over with.
Well, who is Flying Brian wrestling?
Bunkhouse Buck.
Then that's
Ooh, that's a bad spot to take a bump.
He was trying to get a cheap shot on Parker.
Like a just a random ass platform there that he landed on the corner of.
Whatever your perspective is. As Colonel Parker, now who's Colonel Parker wrestling?
Well, was that Colonel Parker? I just saw a leg and a pair of shoes. That was maybe Gary Michael Capetta putting the boots to him. I don't know. Couldn't tell from my vantage point here.
That was Colonel Parker, and he's wrestling no one, so he shouldn't be doing that. So there. The foot to the head, that big cowboy boot. Much harder than your regular.
Like just tie his braids to the ropes and you win.
Big, solid rubber heel compared to the
Weird
soft
fake
rubber.
nylon extension braids.
Many times.
Oh, here we go, bear hug time. And you know, that's when you know you have a real classic on your hand.
As you can see, in a lot of pain.
I'm gonna fall asleep in this bear hug. So am I, Brian.
1 week prior to the Great American Bash pay-per-view, our fans in Dayton, Ohio, and Columbus, and all around the Ohio.
What was the point of that bear hug? Like, even in terms of the canon of wrestling, he just held it for a second, did nothing with it.
Gonna be making our way to Dayton for this one.
I feel like these guys were told, hey, we need you to feel more time. And they were like, we don't have enough match.
Here's the whip to the far near side.
Oh.
Picked him up. Great move.
The show of affection.
Parker, get bump motivated. Do something.
Snap suplex.
Ooh.
1, 2, got a 2 count.
Boy, for the last couple of minutes, it's been all Flying Brian.
If he misses and hits one of those buckles on the suspenders that are flopping around, that's gotta hurt his hand. Oh, gently drops him on that turnbuckle. Hey, Bad Boone. I love the 80s and 90s eras of WCW too. That's why we're here every Tuesday night at 9. Welcome. Thank you so much for popping in the chat. Appreciate it. Hope to have you around more.
The suspenders are loose, and he doesn't care.
Oh, fuck! He just kicked him right in the throat. All those polyps that Brian had. But good on Buck for getting his leg up that high. In those tight jeans. Yeah, fortitude is definitely a vocabulary word that I learned from this. For sure. Hell yeah, Bad Boone. You guys are gonna have fun. Live wrestling's always a good thing to take a relative to.
Are you calling him a liar? And you want to? Well, I'm going to get a good look at this, and I'm going to make sure. Big backdrop. Bunkhouse lands hard. Hooks his leg on that top rope. Flying Brian pulls him over. Where's the other hand? There it is. Just stuck up the side pocket. I saw it.
Coming up next, a look at next week's colossal program on Worldwide.
This was that song is TMBC as hell.
WCW Worldwide Wrestling has been brought to you by
It's like
Skittles Bite-Sized
the
Cans.
song for a show after Hang Time.
Bag and thousands of taste
Hey,
combinations
Clint. Yeah,
from
Brian's hair is like a Ricky Morton wig.
What's it like to experience Skittles?
We couldn't go 2 whole hours without a Skittles commercial, of course.
Oh, Wallop. Lemon, lime, and grape. So this would be a fruity box.
Yeah, the commercials rule.
And it's a pink tag. Boxy bang. Every Skittles combination is a new experience. A cattywampus. A double
Cattywampus.
How do you describe it?
I love that word when I was a kid because I felt like it was cussing and getting away with it.
Fruit kerfluffle. Every time.
That kid cussed. He dropped an F-bomb about Skittles.
The motor oil that provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because if your oil breaks down, what's next? Castrol GTX.
That might have been a young Freddie Prinze Jr. I did not quite catch that, Tecmo.
Considering how much it costs when you hit the 0 to call collect, maybe this is what it should be attached to. Dial 1-800 collect instead.
Dennis Brenticus in the chat has said 1-800-COLLECT still works.
Now there's a new hearing aid for Miracle Ear. So advanced, it's virtually invisible. Now you see it,
But if I can't hear, if I'm hearing impaired, I don't know what this commercial's about.
Now, we'll send you these free booklets that tell you how the virtually invisible Mirage may help you hear better. If you call 1-800-863-4100. Right now, we'll also send you this free videotape, Hearing Loss in You. It'll show you the most...
That thing looks like it would fall into your brain. All right, I believe that's it. The file just randomly cut off, so that's it. We are done for the night. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me the last 2 hours and watching some 1995 WCW, some of the most boring wrestling in the world, but we made it fun. And thank you all so much, everybody in the Erotic Eric Fontaine fan club, aka the chat, new, old, and in between. I appreciate you all. Again, no off the grid this Sunday, every other week going forward. So we'll be back next Tuesday with Power Hour from 1992, another commercial week. So a lot of commercials to look forward to. So I appreciate you all. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, go follow me on Twitch. I'm on my way to 1,000 followers on Twitch. 1,000 followers on Twitch. I'll do a special extra Twitch stream of some kind. We'll figure it out. I'm also very close to 20,000 YouTube subs. At the pace that I'm going right now, I will get there by the end of the month. If you're watching this and you're not subbed to me on YouTube, go do that as well. I like to end these with every week. Even if you don't make it here next Tuesday, just make it the next Tuesday. 7 days. That's all I'm asking. I understand how hard it is. And it's often hard for me. But let's just go the next 7 days. Thank you so much for being with me tonight. And as I promised, I'm going to reveal who really killed WCW right now. The person who killed WCW was